Hello everyone, I'm Toby, and I make Victoria 3 videos for a living. Today, I'm collaborating with Paradoxinteractive to explain to you the basics of both trade and foreign investment in Victoria 3. Now, I know trade may seem pretty scary, but I can assure you it really isn't that complicated if we break it down. Trade in Victoria 3 is done by creating trade routes. Now, a trade route is the action of sending one type of good from one country to another. So, if we were to send any amount of iron from the USA to France, that would be considered one trade route. If we added a second kind of good to the mix, like coal, then it would become two trade routes. If we then also started sending iron to Great Britain as well, it would then become three trade routes. When a trade route is made, it will take that good out of the exporter's market and put it into the importer's market. This can be a great way to get access to resources you don't have domestically. Now, you'll notice pretty quickly in-game that as the player, you cannot directly pick the quantity of goods being traded to a country. Instead, each trade route will adjust its own quantity based on how profitable the trade route is for the trade center. The more profitable a trade route is, the higher the trade quantity level will go. So then this now raises the question, how do we make profitable trade routes in Victoria 3? Let's take a look at iron. The price of iron in the American market is 30.4 pounds. If we compare that to iron in the French market, we realize that we would be unable to profit from a trade route importing iron from France because their base price is higher than ours for iron. So because that's the case, let's instead export our iron to France. Now, this trade route is already far more profitable than the other one was. However, it doesn't seem to be growing. This is because while it is profitable, it isn't profitable enough. So let's instead create a far more profitable trade route of a different good in a different country. Let's import wheat from Great Qing. Now, this trade route is very profitable and growing quite nicely. This is because there is a greater unfulfilled demand for wheat in the American market. Now, this trade route is already pretty good, but we can actually increase the size of it further. If we look at the profit numbers, we can see that the trade center is actually paying tariffs on this trade route. This is eating into our trade route profit, so we need to find a way to get rid of it. In Victoria 3, there are two ways to ditch tariffs on a trade route. The first way is to establish a trade agreement with the country you wish to trade with. This disallows either country from putting tariffs on any trade routes between the two countries. The other way we can get rid of tariffs is by taking a treaty port from the country we want to trade with. This has the same effect as a trade agreement, however, it still allows us to put our own tariffs on the trade route if we so choose to do so. This method is actually preferable because any tariffs we add will be added to our national income. After taking a treaty port from Great Qing and removing my own tariffs, the trade route has grown massively and now helps to supply the American people with wheat, freeing me to use my own money to build up other industries instead of wheat. Now let's talk about the other big way of making money outside of your own country, foreign investment. In the most simple form possible, foreign investment is the act of one country building an industry in another. In base game, this allows overlords to build industries inside of their subjects. This can be helpful if your subject has access to a resource that you don't have in your own country's borders. However, those of you with the sphere of influence expansion will be able to take this even further. Let's say that you, with your keen eye, notice that the price of tools is very expensive in a country's market. If we can manage to get a foreign investment agreement with that country, either diplomatically or by force, we can take advantage of that situation by building a tooling workshop in their country. Now, unlike your own domestic industries, people who work in foreign industries do not live in your country and do not pay you taxes, making them slightly less efficient than building them in your own country. However, as the industry owner, you will still take home the profits of the foreign industry, allowing you to make money off of people that don't live in your country. Now, this may sound like nothing but exploitation of a large country to a smaller country, but the country being built in also does benefit from this agreement. Because we built a tooling workshop in their country, the price of tools is now affordable in their market and they can continue to construct their economy without massive shortage penalties. This also has the added benefit of increasing the target country's overall GDP and tax revenue, leaving foreign investment as a great tool for both large and small countries to use. Now let's do a quick rundown on how you can use trade and foreign investment to get a leg up as the United States of America. At the beginning of the game, declare war on Great Qing for investment rights at a trade port. Once you have those two things, start building your base goods in China and importing them to your market. If you do this, you can then start building more advanced industries in your own domestic market. This frees up your people to work in higher paying jobs, and this gives them a much higher standard of living than they would have otherwise, helping to boost your immigration and cementing yourself as a great power. See, I told you it wasn't that bad. You now have all the info you need to start profiting from both trade and foreign investment in Victoria 3. I have been Toby, and I wish you all a great rest of your day. Goodbye.